Hello guys, today we have the last episode of the G-Wagon 6x6 which we have already finished. Today we will test the car. I will show and tell you all this. Let me remind you what kind of car it is. G-Wagon 2015 G350 diesel. We installed a restyling kit on the face of the car in the style of 2021. The kit included fenders, a hood, a light, and a grille. Today we compare it with the original 2021 G63. Let's see how different cars are. Portal final drives of the German company Tybus were also installed. Today we will pick up a lot of speed on this car. We will drive along bad roads. I will tell you everything in detail. Did we manage to build a masterpiece, or not? Write in the comments. Let me also remind you that there is a difference from our past 6x6 G-Wagons. This is that the suspension is installed here like a 4x4 squared, that is, 2 shock absorbers and 2 springs from the Fox company on one wheel. We arrived at a closed road and now we will take measurements. Here is a device for measuring and an application for this thing. We will measure from 0 to 100 km per hour and see how much it turns out. And then compare with the measurements of the original car. The start will take place with the clamping of 2 pedals and the turbine will be dispersed. Because they only do this with diesel engines, without a turbine it will be a very bad start. We press 2 pedals.
Пошел, еле-еле разгон. Ну такое ни о чем, пацаны.
"100 kilometers in 16 seconds and 20 seconds quarter."
20 секунд квотер. По 130 вот разогнались.
We will try again now, but I will turn on the sport mode. Maybe something will change.
Поменяется.
Let's do it here. I turned on the sport mode and turned off the anti-tow just in case. 2 pedals. Acceleration is so bad that you can drink coffee.
Ну, давай сотку. Соточка.
And here is 100. 100 kilometers per hour in 18 seconds, quarter 20 seconds. This is bad. Out of curiosity, I'll try to find old videos where we built a 2001 G500 and we installed Volvo portal axles. The gear ratio was 5.0. We also measured him and he was faster. Yellow G-Wagon 6x6, G500 2001, now we will measure from 0 to 100 km per hour. Without 2 pedals, just the acceleration pedal to the end.
Quarter mile.
Although this is a new car, it is still on a diesel engine. Now I want to tell you what our company did with this car. The car arrived normal with 4 wheels. We installed a restyling kit in the style of 2021. This is all from China, but we have processed everything well from the inside and there are no problems with this, everything is smooth and problem-free. We will now shoot you a little closer and insert frames and you will see everything. We changed the hood, fenders, lights, grille, bumper, installed a Brabus-style lower bumper trim, a hood trim. This is already tuning from the new Geländewagen, but we have adjusted everything and everything looks cool. The carbon fiber snorkels are from an old body and we converted them for the new car fenders because the client really liked them and we did it. Now I will show what has changed behind. The back is much easier. We replaced the rear bumper and rear lights, all this was in a restyled kit. There are also side mirrors in this set, let's show. These are the mirrors of 2021. They are installed through a spacer just like the original 6x6 and 4x4. Our client also asked to make a carbon part and we did it. And now I want to insert frames with the original G63 so that you can compare and see if there is a difference. I want to show you the Geländewagen 6x6 that our company built and restyled in 2021. And to my right is the original 2021 G63 Geländewagen. This video shows in detail whether the Chinese restyling kit is similar to the original. Looks very good in my opinion. Is that different lights and windshield? If the windshield was glued like the original, it would be generally excellent. But Brabus overlays at the request of the client. The most expensive part of this project is the portal final drives from the German manufacturer Tibus. There are no problems with them, these are the last generation final drives. I have already shown in past episodes that we set it to 4x4 and 6x6 and tested it for maximum speed. These final drives can allow you to drive at 200 km per hour and there will be no problems, and these final drives are silent. In this car, only 6 aggressive tires create noise. These tires are made by the American company Procomp. These tires are installed in the original 6x6. Also one of the most expensive is the suspension. There are 2 shock absorbers and 2 springs per wheel. There are no such cars from the factory yet. Our client loved the look of the 4x4 squared and the dampers. And the client asked us to make the same suspension in this car. We ordered a bunch of these shock absorbers from America. These shock absorbers are from the Fox company, IBAC springs. And all this we had to adjust to the size and weight of the car. We installed them, adjusted them for the car, and this suspension works very well on bad roads. The more acceleration, the better this car rides on broken roads. This is how this Geländewagen 6x6 rides on bad roads. Now I'm driving along an industrial street and here is the most terrible road in the city. And I won't slow down, even though cyclists slow down, and I just passed and I don't care. The car is very soft and very comfortable to ride. Now there will be another railroad crossing and pay attention to other cars. They drive very slowly because the road is very bad, but this monster is fine. There are no vibrations in the cabin. I'm filming it with my phone and it's noticeable that everything is very smooth. Everything is very cool. I love. This pendant is very good, but it is very expensive. Another race, these are such test drives to test the suspension completely. You see that I am going through all the pits except puddles. Here we have a little congestion. Look how slowly everyone is moving, and we just overtook them. Everything is very cool, guys. Geländewagen 6x6 from the bottom view. After the tests, everything is already dirty. The axles were sandblasted and painted, as were the cardan shafts. Everything works and everything is very beautiful. We are now doing a full check of the suspension and portal final drives and will look for any problems after the test drive. Since our client really likes carbon, we made carbon fender flares. Also carbon moldings. Also, these linings are also made of carbon, the footrests are also made of carbon, the windshield is also made of carbon, the snorkels are also made of carbon, and the lining on the hood is also made of carbon. There are also electric running boards. The client asked for long ones, but they are very expensive. From Brabus. And we decided to put short ones because they are twice cheaper. Very handy but not cheap. It's time to show how we made the rear body. Everything here is like the original. The door handle is original, as are the locks. This is the door that needs to be held while opening due to the heavy weight. Let's go inside. The back wall has the same shape as the original and the rear glass also. We very often make Geländewagens with a spare wheel mounted on the wall. But the client wanted to carry large loads. And we had to put the spare wheel in and fix it with special rails that we installed in advance. Rails so that you can pull out the spare wheel and free up some space. I already spoke about the boards. These boards are created from some kind of chemical composition. This is not completely wood, but a mixture with plastic or something else. But there are no problems with these boards. There are gaps between the boards for expansion. We once installed the boards very close, and on one old Geländewagen one board broke out. After that we do everything with a distance. These corners are made entirely of stainless steel, welded and polished throughout. Now I will insert the frames and you will see how scrupulously we do our work. Instead of this corner, it was also possible to install black matte metal or black glossy, but the client wanted to do it in the style of a rear roll bar that is chromed. Accordingly, the corners in chrome and all in rates too. I am now in the cabin of our beautiful YELLOW 6x6. I have already said many times that the portal final drives of the German manufacturer Tibus are silent. Now I am moving at a speed of 80 km/h, there is a speedometer and I think that you can see. Noise from portal final drives I do not hear. But 6 pieces of aggressive tires make a sound, but this is not critical. All cars are covered with soundproofing and vibration isolation. Passing cars are almost inaudible. Nothing in the cabin creaks or makes noise, I think you can hear it. Now we are driving at a speed of 100 km/h. I also think that you paid attention to the steering wheel and I can say that everything stabilizes perfectly and the steering wheel does not lead in different directions. Despite the fact that 3 axles are installed in the car, it is quite easy to control it. Just enjoy when you drive. Let's speed up. Despite the fact that a diesel engine is installed here, the car feels good at such speeds. You can see that I do not turn the steering wheel in different directions, which means that everything is fine. I have already checked the portal final drives for temperature. I will not show this, since we have already checked everything. We drove off-road, at high speeds, torturing the car as best we could and everything was fine and the temperature was not above normal. This car will not participate in off-road because you yourself understand that no one would like to see their car mired in mud and so on. Also, the car is very expensive and there was a lot of money invested in the project, and it's a bad idea to spoil and scratch everything. You can ask a question about the fact that I drive very hard in the pits. The answer is simple: if something breaks, then let it break with us. We will carry out tests, drive in the pits, adjust something, check for leaks and high temperatures, and after that I am ready to give the car away with ease. The owner's house is located more than 2,000 kilometers from us and we need to do everything qualitatively so that the client can drive home calmly and can continue to use this car. If you ask at what speed it is comfortable to drive on the highway. The car is very easy to drive, you can drive at any speed and no effort is required to keep the car on the road. I personally asked the manufacturer what is the maximum allowable speed with these portal final drives installed and he said that there are no restrictions. He also said that the higher the speed, the faster the parts wear out, but at a speed of 100 to 150 km/h, the final drives will cope lightly. I will now insert a moment for you that was filmed by our clients from Kazakhstan with whom we built the YELLOW 4x4. Thanks a lot for the car. Test drive successful. All our needs were met by the car. Kazakhstan has a peculiar nature and the car copes perfectly. Thank you. The client is doing well, he drives this car to hunt in the mountains, drove 5,000 kilometers, and there are no problems. That is, these portal final drives are worthy and show themselves very well. Also important information. It is very important to install these parts correctly. We already have our secrets since we have installed these parts in many different cars. We have already studied the technology, we know everything and we get it right the first time. You can see on the dashboard that all systems are fully operational. There are no errors, etc. I repeat that the steering wheel does not lead in different directions. The wheels are also balanced everywhere, despite the fact that these discs are made to order, but each disc can withstand a load of up to 1.3 tons. Accordingly, the wheels are balanced without problems. The tires we have installed are original, exactly the same as on the factory 6x6. Those tires are definitely noisy, but if you fit a regular highway tire, the wheels won't look as good. Because the car is brutal, it looks very cool and malicious, and rubber adds its own flavor to this picture. Now I want to stop and tell you about everything that we have done in the cabin, and here are a lot of our improvements. If you don't like something, be sure to write it in the comments. Also, if you liked the project, write about it too. We covered not only the doors and the front panel with Alcantara. In the cabin, all the plastic is also covered with Alcantara. We used a very expensive heat-resistant glue since the car is black, and we all know that black things get hotter, and if the glue is not of good quality it will just fall off through the heat. The ceiling is also covered with Alcantara. But the most interesting thing about the ceiling is the starry sky, and a little later I will show you this. Seats. Since the car was more or less new, the seats were in excellent quality. But the client asked to cover the center with Alcantara and make it in the style of hexagons. On the sides of the seats, the original leather from Mercedes is also covered with Alcantara armrest. Rate our seats and write in the comments whether we succeeded or not. We took the rear seats from the BMW E66. I think you noticed that the steering wheel is installed from the restyled YELLOW G350, also the dashboard and gear knob are also from the G63. These are the necessary things that increase the price of the salon. Also, we installed a camera in the front and back, and the client has the ability to record video from the back and front. Thresholds in matte black, powder-coated, inserted Brabus logo with VIN code and has a backlight. And more rugs. We order them from one company, there are no problems with rugs. The rear and front mats are made to order, we just gave them the dimensions and so on. And they did. The rugs fall into place the first time and everything is fine. And here is the back of the cabin. I have already said that the seats are from BMW, but they are separate and with an electric control panel. Everything is connected and in perfect working order. We covered the armrest with carbon and everything looks very nice. If you need extra seating, you can simply raise the armrest. There is also a cup holder here and it is more convenient than the standard ones that are installed on the original Geländewagens. We are often asked why we install seats from BMW. I will say that I like them, and my clients who see it live also like it. You can install any other seats if you like them, I do not impose anything. All clear. Here, the seats are also altered, the plastic is also covered with Alcantara. I already told you about the rugs, there are thresholds with the Brabus inscription, and we also completely replaced the carpet here. As you can see, everything is laid flat under the seats and there are no iron or welds. And you cannot see anything that the passenger or driver should not see. I think that everything is very neat and beautiful. If you do not agree, then write about it in the comments so that we take into account our mistakes. If someone does not know, a battery is installed from the factory under this hump, we will not change it. In the factory Geländewagen, the battery space ends at this point, and since we moved the seats back and there was a lot of legroom here, this hump spoils the look of the interior a little, but nothing can be done about it. But we covered it with a special leather substitute so that there is no damage over time. And now I will tell you about the starry sky. Let me show you this. A very cool thing, if there was no hatch, you could cover the entire car with a starry sky. I think that you have noticed that there is a lot of space in our Geländewagen. I can't reach the front seat and there is still some space left. The lower part of the front seat moves forward, backward, up and down. The back of the rear seats bend like all BMWs and also have the ability to adjust the slopes. Here there are buttons for controlling heating, ventilation, etc., and everything is absolutely working. I will also show you the back wall, since a lot of people ask to send them a photo or video of how we covered this wall with Alcantara or others. I think you can see. The wall is completely covered with Alcantara. You can see that all the seams are in place, everything fits perfectly, there are no gaps, in general everything is perfectly done. You will not see any flaws here, everyone who came to us liked it, but you write your opinion in the comments. The parking sensors are fully working and here is the rear camera that I already talked about. And now finally the starry sky. This sky lasts until the hatch. We press a button on the remote control and the starry sky turns on. There are a bunch of different backlight modes. So I pressed it and it became dimmer and somehow coolly shimmers. Here's another mode. There are a lot of different backlight patterns here that you just need to sit and choose what you like. The thing is very cool, but unfortunately now it is light outside and if it were dark and this sky would be visible very well. Most likely, you will ask which axles are better to install, original ones and screw portal final drives or Volvo portal axles that we often installed earlier to them. I will answer this way: if a car for off-road is better than a Volvo C304, I don't know if there are portal axles that can withstand size 52 wheels. Axles from Volvo will begin to break after a while, but this is only on wheels of size 52. The wheel diameter is 1.3 meters accordingly. The weight of such a wheel will be huge. But I would not recommend using final drives for off-road because it will never replace Volvo axles in terms of reliability and strength. And if a fashionable Geländewagen is like this one, then you can install final drives without any problems. For normal roads, it is better to use final drives, as the car will go a little easier and will be better controlled and quieter than Volvo axles. Volvo axles are not noisy if they are properly tuned, but the gearbox that transmits the rotation is a bit noisy. You also often ask what your car is suitable for conversion to 6x6. I will answer that you can take absolutely any one, there is no difference. It's up to you to decide which engine will be installed and so on. This engine here is running fine, but it's not as dynamic as the engine in the G63 5.5 compressor. I think that this car will travel at a maximum of 160 km/h and will not be able to go further because the engine will not have enough power. I was able to accelerate the 5-liter gasoline engine that we installed in the yellow Geländewagen to 170 km/h and it was on Volvo portal axles. I want to say that it is not the axles that affect the speed, but the engine of the car. Because the weight has increased, large wheels and poor aerodynamics as the car has become higher and so on. Accordingly, the engine does not have enough power to accelerate to high speeds. I think if you take the G63 Stage 2, then the car will be able to drive 200 km/h. You also ask about the lead time of the order. We make orders on time from 5 months. But if it's a complex project like this one, it could take 7 or 8 months. We had difficulties with the suspension. We were very much delayed by the suspension. Because the client had to provide us with this pendant, he did not succeed, we had to order this pendant from America. We waited until it arrived, then processed the shock absorbers. In general, it was all difficult and long. Next question. Can we remake Gelänwagen 21 or 22 years old in 6x6 or 4x4? Yes, we can do it. We can make any Gelänwagen, even a pickup truck that Brabus made, by installing the German portal final drives that we have available. That is, you can safely come to us, look and touch. On Instagram, I posted photos of final drives. We were supposed to have a new project, but something went wrong and we still had final drives. The quality is excellent. I shot 4x4 and 6x6 Gelänwagens in Dubai and they were also on German final drives. I did not notice any problems despite the fact that the cars were quite old. The cars were 2020, the mileage was from 600 to 15,000 kilometers and the condition of the final drives was excellent. If someone does not want to go to us to build Gelänwagens, you can buy from us parts for 6x6 and 4x4 as well as any carbon parts, interior parts, wheels, discs, portal final drives and axles. In general, we have everything in stock. The link to the site is always in the description. At this point, I end the video. I'm waiting for your comment with your opinion. Did we get a car or not? Write about it. Perhaps something is not to your liking. Someone thinks that it was not necessary to install a restyled kit in 2021 if this is not in the original. I don't agree with you, because the old face of the Gelänwagen is very ancient. This car looks like a masterpiece in real life. Everyone who came to us thought the same way as you. And they said that it does not suit the car. But everyone who saw it live no longer wants to drive with the old front of the car. In general, I look forward to your comments. I will tell my team that everyone did a great job. Everyone who touched this car did a masterpiece, by everyone. Thanks for watching and we're on our way home.